So I'm going to be talking about transfers. Who is coming in and who is leaving Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. Today I'm going to be talking about Danny Rose, Toby Alderweireld, Christian Eriksen, Vincent Janssen, Fernando Llorente and Jan Vertonghen. Coming in, possibly, I'm going to be talking about William Saliba, Giovanni Lo Celso, Gareth Bale and Ryan Sessegnon. Let's start with Vincent Janssen. Vincent Janssen, it's been reported that he's actually got a medical booked for tomorrow in Mexico. He will be signing for a team called Monterrey. He joined Tottenham 3 years ago, and let's face it, it has never really happened for him. Many fans, including myself, every time I've watched him, certainly, willed him on. We've sung for him, and you want every person to do well in a Tottenham shirt, but it just hasn't happened for him. 3 years of misery, really, for him at Spurs. Never got the goals he wanted. So it looks like he is on his way out. Of course, he did spend time on loan at Fenerbahce last year. But this time it will be a permanent move from Tottenham. Let me know in the comments section below whether you will be sad to see Vincent Janssen leave. And do you think that he was given a fair run in the team? So next up, let's talk about Christian Eriksen. Now, Christian Eriksen is, of course, one of the travelling players to go to Singapore and Shanghai for the International Champions Cup against Juventus and Manchester United. I thought as soon as I saw him be announced in the squad and get on that plane, I can only see it as good news. I personally can't see Christian Eriksen leaving Spurs this summer. I really pray and hope that that doesn't happen. He is certainly one of my favourite players, and I think that he is an excellent talent, and he makes the Tottenham midfield tick. Yes, he didn't have some great games last season, but when you have a look at the overall picture, I think that Christian Eriksen will be a very, very hard player to replace in our team. And we would have to spend an awful lot of money to replace someone with that talent and ability. It has been reported that Spurs are now offering up to £200,000 a week to keep Christian Eriksen. Whatever it takes, I just hope the deal gets done. Next up, I want to talk about Danny Rose. I find this situation quite strange, quite odd. That the fact that Pochettino and Tottenham Hotspur Football Club have actually given him time off from the International Champions Cup tour in Shanghai and Singapore to sort himself out and try and find another club. That saddens me as a Tottenham fan. Someone like Danny Rose, as a fan that goes to every game, I would feel extremely sad if Danny Rose left. He is one of the players that when we play teams like Arsenal, Chelsea, the big games, the big London derbies, for example, he is the first person I want to see on that team sheet, because his passion just gets him through these games, and he really wants to win these matches, and he plays so much for the Tottenham shirt, and he really gets what the fans want and believe in, and what they want to see and get from the game. And the fact that now we've got to come to terms that Danny Rose might leave, I think that we will really struggle in terms of fullbacks. I really do. Left back, obviously we've got Ben Davies, and then right back, obviously now Kieran Trippier's left. Lots of people are talking about Juan Foyth now playing at right back. I know we've got Kyle Walker-Peters and Serge Aurier, but when you think back to the last season at White Hart Lane, the amount of goals and the amount of attacking play that come from the likes of Kyle Walker and Danny Rose, it was absolutely brilliant, and I hope that we get that back again. I just really hope that if Danny Rose does leave, that we invest an awful lot of money into two decent fullbacks. I really do. Now, that said, Tottenham have again been linked with Fulham left-back Ryan Sessegnon. It seems that we have been linked with this player for many years. I just hope the deal gets done. I really do. If it does happen, Tottenham would be looking to sign Sessegnon for about £25 million. As I say, a lot of Tottenham fans are huge admirers of him, as I am. So let's hope that deal gets done. Now let's talk about Gareth Bale. Again, he's been linked with a move to Tottenham because of comments that Zinedine Zidane, the Real Madrid manager, came out with this morning after their defeat in the International Champions Cup to Bayern Munich. And Zidane actually said this about Gareth Bale: "We hope he leaves soon. It would be best for everyone. We're working on his transfer to a new team." They want rid of him. Real Madrid want rid of Gareth Bale, who has won the Champions League on a number of occasions, hugely experienced. What a fantastic player. Of course, a former Tottenham Hotspur legend, and I don't say that lightly. You know, people absolutely love him. Every Tottenham fan you talk to, they would have him back in a heartbeat. They really would, and me included. However, that said, I don't think that he is a Pochettino type player, and I don't think that we will ever pay the amount of money for the wage demands. I really don't. But as a player, what an exceptional player. You know, there's not many Gareth Bale type players around in the world, and if you had a player like him come in at Tottenham, it would just be sensational. Anyway, let me know your comments in the comment section below on what you think. Would you like Gareth Bale back at Tottenham? Tottenham have reportedly upped their bid for Giovanni Lo Celso, and they would have to pay up to £61 million. Many people say that the Argentinian midfielder would be the perfect replacement for Christian Eriksen if he left. Next up, who I'm going to talk about is William Saliba. It is now reported that Tottenham and Arsenal are battling it out for the centre-back signature. £28 million that either side would need to pay. But it's very likely whoever signs him, that he would go straight back on loan to French side St Etienne. Next up is Jan Vertonghen. Now, Jan Vertonghen's contract at Tottenham will actually end this time next year. So the 2019-2020 season could be Jan Vertonghen's last season at Spurs. He is now 32 years old, and he hasn't actually committed to his long-term future. So will it be at Tottenham or will it be somewhere else? Let's talk about Fernando Llorente. Of course, the striker will be best known for that goal at the Etihad that took us through to the semi-finals of the Champions League. And then, of course, his part that he played in the Ajax game to take us to the final. His contract actually expired at Tottenham on the 30th of June, of course, a few weeks ago. But it's been reported that Tottenham have actually offered him a one-year contract to stay at the club for the 19-20 season. But the offer is at a reduced rate. They would actually be reducing his wages if he cannot find another club elsewhere. I personally think that it would be a good move for him and for Spurs. I think he is a player that can do a job. He's got a lot of experience. He's a winner. Good decision. Good decision from the club, I think, if that does come off. Next up, Toby Alderweireld. He is another player very similar to Christian Eriksen. I'm a big fan of him, and I was absolutely delighted to see him get on the plane for Singapore and Shanghai. It has been spoken about so much that he will leave the club, and he's got this clause in his contract that any team can come in and just pay £25 million. Now, I know if I wasn't a Tottenham fan and I supported another club, I'd be telling my club to go and get this player, because he is one hell of a player, an absolutely brilliant defender. In my opinion, he is one of the best defenders in the world, and he is available at £25 million. He always seems to me, though, very happy at Tottenham. So will he leave? Let me know in the comment section below what you think. Will he leave? Will he stay? But Roma apparently are interested in him again, and a team can come in with £25 million bid up to 2 weeks before the season starts. So every day we edge closer to the start of the season, the better. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Let me know in the comments section below whether you agree with any of the comments that I've made, or even if you disagree. Let me know the players that you would really like to see come in and play for us, or any of the players that currently play for us you would like to see leave. Come on, you Spurs.